Alright, today let's talk about how Thailand's female prime minister set up by her uncle. Thai democracy has again shown endless internal strife. Also, the US plans to tighten tech licensing for Chinese factories like TSMC. Is China's breakthrough with EUV machines really coming soon? The US and China are locked in a battle over the chip issue. According to the Wall Street Journal on the 20th, sources say that the U.S. Deputy Secretary of Commerce in charge of industry and security privately met this week with the world's three major semiconductor companies, including Taiwan's TSMC, South Korea's Samsung Electronics, and SK Hynix, to say that the U.S. intends to revoke their exemptions for using American technology. Every time their factories in China want to bring in U.S.-made chip manufacturing equipment, they'll have to apply for a separate permit. Sources say Kessner described this as part of the Trump administration's efforts to prevent key American technologies from flowing into China. Some in the U.S. Commerce Department said relevant chip manufacturers can still operate in China, and new measures are similar to permit application requirements other semiconductor companies exporting to China must meet. To ensure there's a fair and reciprocal process, a White House official said that the new U.S. measures on chips are not meant to escalate the trade war, but rather to align with China's rare earth permit application system. Sources say companies may not immediately shut down factories in China because of new U.S. measures, but in long run, they might look for alternative chip equipment suppliers in places like Japan or Europe if operational efficiency is hampered. In other words, they may try to avoid using American chip equipment in Chinese factories as much as possible. Analysts believe this U.S. move will have limited impact on China. Chinese chip factories faced restrictions importing American chip manufacturing equipment. Now that the U.S. has revoked the exemption permits for TSMC, Samsung Electronics, and SK Hynix to use American technology in China, it means they have to operate under the same conditions as domestic Chinese companies. This could benefit Chinese chip manufacturers, as everyone competes on a level playing field. The move to tighten export controls on technology to the three major foreign-invested factories in China also reminds me of recent reports about China making rapid breakthroughs in EUV, extreme ultraviolet lithography machines, the most advanced type of lithography equipment. According to Tencent Net's public account, Alpha Tech recently released news saying that domestically produced UV lithography machines have made a breakthrough, and the upcoming trial production yield could reach 70%. Some sources even revealed that in Huawei's factory at Sunshan Lake in Dongguan, a massive EUV lithography machine made in China is running at full speed. The extreme ultraviolet light it emits precisely etches circuits onto the wafer that are just 1/10,000th the width of a human hair. This isn't a machine from Dutch company ASML, but a UV lithography machine independently developed by Huawei in collaboration with the domestic supply chain. Engineers on site revealed its core light source efficiency reached 3.42%, one step from world's top standard. At Huawei's Dongguan facility, Industry Workshop, first domestically produced EUV lithography machine installed and undergoing testing. Test data from the trial production process shows that this equipment can process 250 wafers per hour, compared to ASML's equipment of the same class, which processes 195 wafers. Its core light source uses the laser-induced discharge plasma (LDP) technology developed by Harbin Institute of Technology, achieving an energy conversion efficiency 2.25 times higher than ASML's EUV lithography solution, while the equipment size is reduced by 30%. According to reports, an engineer involved in the testing described it as follows. When the 13.5 nanometer wavelength ultraviolet light first penetrated the wafer, the entire workshop erupted in applause. This meant that we had truly mastered the lightsaber of chip manufacturing. Unlike ASML's CO2 laser bombardment technology, the Chinese team chose a strategy of overtaking by changing lanes, using a domestically developed square discharge plasma and ultraviolet light source. The DPPP uses a solid-state pulsed laser, directly converting electrical energy into plasma radiation, eliminating the need for complex processes. The laser amplification stage is eliminated, which reduces the equipment size by 40%, and the cost is only one-third that of imported equipment. Even more crucially, this technology completely bypasses ASML's LPP, that is, the laser plasma patent barrier. It's expected to achieve mass production within the year, much faster than anticipated. This means that the manufacturing cost of domestic chips can be reduced by nearly half. The information above is very specific, but for now, I'm taking it with a grain of salt. As far as I know, first of all, China is indeed going all out to tackle the most advanced EUV lithography machines, breaking down the machine into over 10,000 components, with each part being tackled by several leading companies in the industry. So, for China to produce an EUV lithography machine is just a matter of time. The real question is whether it can happen this quickly. Second, earlier reports indicated China made breakthroughs in the most critical subsystem of the EUV lithography machine, the laser plasma light source. The main focus is on energy conversion efficiency, the energy of the plasma excited by the CO2 laser, with conversion efficiency greater than 5%. This is the driving light source for the SML lithography machine. However, no company currently manufactures this type of light source. It remains a monopoly. On April 29th, news circulated from a Global Times account. According to a new technology report, researcher Lin Lin from the Shanghai Institute of Optics and Fine Mechanics at the Chinese Academy of Sciences led a team to use a specific CO2 laser and successfully developed an LPP-UV light source that has reached an internationally leading level. This achievement is of significance for China's independent development of EUV lithography. So, it's possible that China has developed the most critical light source component for lithography machines. Third, there are rumors about China's breakthrough in EUV lithography machines, news of the US strengthening its lithography technology. Putting all this together, it really feels like China's breakthrough moment in lithography machines is just around the corner. Although mass production might not happen as soon as 2026, it probably isn't too far off either. By the way, do you want to talk about how Thailand's female Prime Minister Paetongtarn was recently set up? Observer columnist Liu Taigua, a Chinese media figure known for his tough commentary, analyzed the situation. He noted how Prime Minister Paetongtarn, Thaksin's daughter, is now surrounded on all sides, in a precarious position. Her time might be up. In Thailand, the military establishment parties, pro-American opposition leaders from the Yellow Shirt movement, and even Cambodia's Hun Sen and his son have all united to oppose her. Some even want to force her out of office. Prime Minister Paetongtarn found herself surrounded by protesters, with no room to resist. She had to admit her mistakes, with tears, and apologize publicly, seeking agreement between the people and military in a spirit of compromise. This all started with a single phone call. Not long ago, a serious incident, military clashed on the border, and the Thai army killed a Cambodian officer. Relations between the two countries rapidly deteriorated. Today the border is closed, tomorrow a boycott of goods. The situation keeps escalating. The spiral escalated, both sides sending more troops to the border, appearing to gear up for a major battle. But the Thai military and Prime Minister Paetongtarn's government disagreed on their strategy toward Cambodia. Thaksin and his daughter, Prime Minister Paetongtarn, had a close relationship with Cambodia's former leader Hun Sen. When Thaksin was ousted from power in Thailand, Hun Sen invited Thaksin to Cambodia as an advisor. The Pheu Thai Party, controlled by Thaksin, advocated friendly relations with Cambodia, seeking troop withdrawals, ceasefires, and joint development. The military always pushed for a tough stance against Cambodia, frequently deploying large forces to the border. Thailand's military strength aimed to teach Cambodia a lesson. Meanwhile, the Thai government faced serious internal turmoil. The Pheu Thai Party and Bom Jathai Party were at odds, making the government unstable. To pressure Paetongtarn and her father, Thaksin, the Thai military fanned the flames, escalating the border conflict and provoking Cambodia. As a result, the Pheu Thai Party, which had always maintained friendly relations with Cambodia, was branded as traitors, finding themselves in a desperate situation, scrambling to put out the fire. Paetongtarn personally called Hun Sen, hoping to de-escalate. During the call, Paddington adopted a humble attitude and said, "Uncle Hun Sen, calm down, don't fall into their trap. The guys from Thailand's Second Army region have always been our sworn enemies. If anything said in the heat of the moment upset you, no, that's not what I meant." But then, something totally unexpected happened. To everyone's shock, Pawn Xian actually turned around and betrayed her beloved niece, secretly recording the entire conversation and sending it to dozens of high-ranking officials and politicians on the weight-loss tea side. The recording of this call quickly leaked out, causing a huge uproar in Thailand, which was probably exactly what Hong Xian intended. Even though everyone already knew that the military was stirring up trouble on the Muay-Thai border, and that Faksin and Thailand's Second Army region were rivals. But the problem is, during conflict between these two sides, country's prime minister spoke ill of his own military in front of a foreign leader. That's too politically incorrect. This phone call with Paddington was a huge misstep. As a result, factions in Thailand, whether they like Faksin or not, made a pact and launched an attack. Criticism rose everywhere. Groups demanded Paddington step down. A massive protest surrounded the prime minister's office. On June 19th, Paddington held a press conference, tearfully apologizing to the nation for the leaked audio of her conversation with Hong Shinton. However, the Free Party, the second largest in the Thai coalition government, still announced its withdrawal from the coalition, and all related ministers resigned. Now, the coalition government led by Paddington barely holds a majority in parliament. Their position is extremely precarious. The Thai military is a major political force independent of the government in Thailand. The government, meaning its core, basically doesn't listen at all to Faksin's populist government and wants to overthrow it. But the Thai military isn't monolithic either. It has complex internal factions. Over a decade ago, when Faksin's sister Yingluck was prime minister, there was an attempt to support the Second Army region, which covers the eastern area bordering Cambodia and is the most powerful in Thailand, to counterbalance the then-dominant First Army region. In the end, General Prayuth from the Second Army region, not long after rising to power, turned around and overthrew Yingluck's government. After the coup, a couple of years ago, the Pheu Thai party finally managed to come back to power with great difficulty. Faksin returned, and his daughter became prime minister. Faksin then started to build good relations with another military faction, and together they suppressed the two generals from the Second Army region. As a result, those two generals gradually faded out of the political scene. However, the sidelined Second Army region harbored a deep grudge against Faksin. This time, when they finally found an opportunity to clash with Cambodia, they naturally went all out. The more tense things get between Thailand and Cambodia, the greater the pressure on the Hun Sen government. Here's the question: why Uncle Hun Sen publicly released the phone recording, pushing niece Paddington down dead-end road? In the border Cambodia-Thailand, black market smuggling, casinos, telecom scams, illegal industries rampant. Rumors the Hun Sen family involved in activities. When he suddenly found the border dismantled and sealed off by the military, at first he could only rely on Faksin to put indirect pressure on the Thai military. But once Hun Sen's demands weren't met, he might have betrayed the Faksin family and started dealing with the real power players in the Thai military instead. As a result, Paddington was sent down this path. That's basically the summary. In her 12th year, the 38-year-old Prime Minister Paddington seemed a bit lost in front of the two old foxes from both countries. She was too easily caught in their traps. Secondly, speaking of more fundamental issues, Thailand had already fallen behind Hong Kong in terms of advancement in the 1950s. After the war, Thai-style democracy has been going on for 80 years, resulting in the red shirts fighting the yellow shirts, the military clashing with civilian governments.
Thaksin in 2001 won over rice farmers by distributing money, becoming prime minister, and arguably pioneering populist politics. This led to over 2 decades of conflict with the military and the deep state. However, Thailand now lags far behind Hong Kong. Its democratic system fails to produce a stable and efficient government, hindering development. The current chaos in Thailand is merely the latest chapter in its ongoing political struggle.